Well then, before we start, I need at least a couple of minutes.
You've had a week's full worth of minutes, mister. What the fuck? Well, I'm off to a great start if I got disconnected already.
I don't know what the problem is. I think it's on Sean's end.
I don't know. He's the only one who's disconnecting like that. Could be a mutual thing.
I blame New Zealand. I don't know why. It's because I don't know where Zealand is. It's kind of questionable.
You want to know where Zealand is? I can tell you right now.
Fantastic.
It's in the Netherlands.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I mean, that would have been my first guess, but I never did a search for it.
Did you get a new microphone?
Old microphone. I listened to some playback, and it was kind of echoey because the one I use is like 2 feet away from me, so I'm trying this one out. Is it any better?
It's a little quieter, and it's more accenty.
Oh, which one do you prefer? I can switch back to the other one if you want louder. I can also put the gain on for this. I have it off.
I don't know. Either one.
Here, I'll try the gain and you can tell me if it's too loud or something.
Why is the global economy shit? Come on, Democracy 3. God damn it.
Alright, how's that?
That's a little bit better, actually.
Alright, I'll leave the gain on. I usually like to keep the gain off because it can get can throw things off, but if better, I'll leave it.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound like it's distorting or like the audio's breaking up at all. So I'd say leave it on.
Yep, it's on. It's on to stay.
Okay, well then, assuming everyone else is ready, I am.
Sure.
Good to go. Finished adding my new macros. I'm fine.
I had mine earlier, so I've been good to go since like 1:30.
Oh, by the way, this I think this Jeep has been sold.
You can delete things too, Cryptid. It's okay. You're a big boy.
I was just making sure because heck, man, I thought you sold it, but hey, man, my memory is not what it once was. So, you know, just double checking first.
Listen, man, I don't want to hear your old people excuses.
No, man, it's not old. It's just all the drugs I've done. I mean, tell you, cocaine's a hell of a drug. I jest.
And, Cripson, you did repair all your drones, right?
Yeah, all the drones were repaired. Oh, one thing I did notice about a half hour ago, I forgot to buy replacement ammo. It was only about 200 new yen. I can send you the new character sheet or not. I don't know.
No, don't bother. Well then, okay, first thing, you'll notice there's been some minor alterations to the map. I'm tweaking it pretty much every single week now. Second, this next thing, I want to do a little bit rapid fire. Go ahead and refresh your tokens as necessary, guns loaded, full edge. I'll be using MapTool's initiative to keep track of this, but I won't be running it as like an actual initiative, so don't bother rolling initiative. I will just be using the initiative system so we can keep going through a thing. And each of these essentially snippets will be about a turn's worth of doing things. So I'll be going down the list and just real quick who's doing what. And I'll be doing that continually for the next scene because the exact order things happen may be important. If you need clarification for something, like if I haven't made something clear, I'll go ahead and stop and explain it if you ask. But otherwise, I want to keep it running quickly. So, first up, Coyote. It's 3:42 p.m., February 28th, 2070. You've been making money for the past month. Not a lot, not the big runs you've managed to do over in the past year, or well, past couple of months. But 342, what are you doing?
Let's say I'm out. Maybe I'm coming back from fixing up someone's household drone or something.
So just getting a okay, make a perception roll at let's say -8 for right now.
Have enough dice in your dice pool for that, Crimson?
No, I have 7, so
There you go.
With fail.
Well then, yeah, that's a fail unless you want to spend edge. Twitch. Those greens on your roof, you probably picked some of those, right?
Sure.
Well then, how about you tell me a visual perception at, we'll say it's -11, and what are you probably wearing? I assume you're
Like around the house?
Yeah, like normal day-to-day stuff. I mean, you haven't had any major runs recently, and there's nothing to indicate there's anything major going on.
Probably jeans, t-shirt, and a pair of sneakers.
Okay, go ahead and roll me perception at -11.
-11, you said, right?
Yes.
And if that's no dice, I just don't roll it, right?
Yeah, if that's no dice, just you don't roll it.
That's no dice.
Okay, Trueslayer. Well, again, 342, February 28th. Been doing some stuff. Been training actually recently, if I remember right. You actually aren't rolling a perception. You're getting a call. I'm not going to bother having you roll to remember it. You probably have the name stored. It's that red-headed elf girl.
Oh great, she's interrupting my my reading of news periodicals. Oh boy. Truesayer's gonna debate whether or not he wants to pick up the damn phone and like, well, I guess life's been kind of boring. You know, you'll answer the comm link and go, Truesayer here, hello.
Hey, it's 8. I've been I wonder if you've heard anything strange recently. Any weird going-ons in anything at all?
Pretty vague and generic. It's well, I suppose I'll ask you, Sean. Have I heard anything crazy just in general at all?
No, it's been normal day-to-day stuff for the past month or so.
Hey, no? like phrasing it like for like an unsure question?
Well, just asking because, one of my friends recently went off the grid, and I'm not used to her disappearing this quickly. And with that, we'll be skipping to Vice, who, well, we covered that at the end of last session, was just coming home. What are you probably coming home from?
Well, I think Vice would probably be coming home from doing one of those, cheapo runs where it's barely worth doing what you're doing.
Well,
Take this package to this location. There's really no threat. They just want a courier.
Well, then he'll be coming in from doing whatever he was doing. Open the door, hear his mom's voice, step in and see his mom sitting across a teapot set out in front of them with tea, everything made, and a dwarf he recognizes. Well, what does he do?
Yeah, this is just me not remembering everything correctly, but I believe he's from the first session, correct?
Yes, to clarify, he's when you the run to extract Karina, you went in, you went into the front of the hotel and you were inside the hotel. When they all got out of the car, he was with them. You don't know really, you didn't do any real background checking on Karina or anything. You just know that he was with them and that it was like a family trip or something, so he may be related to her. And then Trusair zapped them all and you grabbed Karina and that was the last you saw of him.
Well, Vice will have a more or less nonchalant look on his face, nothing unlike not a look of surprise, although he is a bit surprised. And he'll walk on in and say, "Who's this, Mom?"
Your mother will turn over, say, "It's your friend, sorry, what did you say your name was again?" And he'll introduce himself. "Conrad, you don't seem surprised to see me."
To be honest, I'm surprised you're here, but in my line of work, you have to expect some things.
Well, that's good. Your mom will stand up and say, "Well, I'll leave you two boys to do whatever you're going to do," and she'll start to walk towards the back room.
And then Vice will take a seat across from the young dwarf man.
Back to Trusair. Well, when she told you that her friend was missing, what was your response?
Well, Trusair is thinking that sounds like a personal problem. Trusair says, "Well, if you let me know anything about your friend, if I hear anything about your friend, I can give you a call and let you know, but off the top of my head, I don't know if any runner's being abducted. But if they were, it's kind of a thing that happens here anyway. Dangers of the job."
Well, she was that friend that I sent towards that got that images off the what was it, that hotel, right? She's the one that removed them for your friend. I never grabbed his number. If you had any info, I was just calling as more of a courtesy, just checking in, running down all the basic leads. If you hear anything, go ahead and give me a call. Or you obviously have my number already. And with that, she'll hang up.
Okay.
Back to Vice. Conrad'll say, well, then I'll make this simple. I want my sister.
The little dwarf girl?
Roll me a charisma intuition. Judge intentions.
So I add my judge intentions to this roll, or that's just what I'm rolling?
That is what your judge intention roll is.
In case you don't remember, is intuition plus charisma, Jordan.
There's this helpful thing in Chummer that says what it is.
You'll see a sort of a flicker of some kind of emotion, like he's holding up a mask of some kind, and what you said set something off. That you can't quite tell what the emotion that flashes across his face is. Yes. I'm willing to pay you 20,000 for it.
Vice is gonna go, I don't know where she is, so unless you have other information to go off of, I really can't help you.
Well then, was there anything Truesayer wanted to do?
Let's see, after the phone call, he's gonna go, that's weird. Sounds like a personal problem. He's gonna go back to reading his periodicals.
Then it's just back to Vice for now. Well, how to phrase this? I'll put it this way. I'm not asking you to take this run. I'm telling you to take this run, and I'm paying you mostly out of a courtesy.
And I suppose there's some sort of bad news if I were to, say, not take this run?
Well, obviously, that's the implied threat. That's the implied threat, isn't it?
Vice would just sigh and be like, what do you know?
The short, just about the same you do.
So jack and shit?
Yeah. If you want this to be a profitable run, I recommend you get on it quickly. And he'll stand up.
Vice would just look at him and say, I'll do this, but if you ever talk to my mom again, I will kill you.
He'll give you a smile as he leaves. And he'll leave a number on the table for you to reach him at.
Vice will just sigh again.
Well then, ball's in, Vice's court at the moment.
Following that, Vice will call up the people who last saw the little girl. Everyone else in the group.
Oh, you all get a call at the exact same moment.
All right. Twitch will answer.
Going to frown once again at the interruption of his periodical reading. Like, what the hell? Is this like apparently afternoon call truthsayer hour? I need an awaken, oh my goodness! He'll pick up.
Coyote will answer.
Hello guys. Well, I just had a visit from a young dwarven man who wants me to find his sister. Does this ring any bells?
People get lost in the City of Angels on a daily basis.
Yeah, there's bad people out there. Take advantage of people.
Let's just say that we know the sister.
What does this guy say about my height, give or take?
Well, he just said he was a dwarf, didn't he?
I don't know if he said he was a dwarf. He just said it was a girl, but maybe he said dwarf.
I said dwarf.
Okay. In that case, Coyote will say, yeah, I don't know. Sounds like it's his problem.
Yeah, well, let's just say that, I really don't have a choice in taking this job or not, and I was asking if you guys knew where the dwarf girl from that one run about a month ago was.
Not our job to know.
Last I saw her, we were handing her over to the Johnson.
What do you mean you have no choice?
Well, let's just say, he knows where I live.
Twitch, can I get another perception roll at this time? Only a -3.
And this is visual perception?
Yes, this will be visual perception.
Never.
I was wondering there for a moment. That was just for Twitch. Twitch will be, well, having this call obviously makes her think to, look around. It's just natural. I mean, you're all semi-paranoid at least. Looking around, you'll see a figure standing up off a roof about 1,000 meters away, maybe a little bit more, and stepping behind something. You'll also, with 3 hits, be able to notice the something about half their height in their hand that looks longer than it is wide, roughly cylindrical. Maybe a gun of some type?
Does it look like a bazooka?
No, looks more like a sniper rifle.
Alright, there we go.
And give me a memory roll.
That's intuition plus logic?
Yeah. Or a reaction roll. Memory roll will be harder. Well, actually, just go ahead and give me both.
Alright, they're both the same pool either way. I'll do first memory, then reaction.
Well, you'll be able to, the memory rolls to remember the individual, the reaction rolls to be quick enough to know, hey, maybe you should snap a shot of this person. Both will be successes. You'll have an image of, let me pull the image out. A stocky dwarf you recognize. Disappearing into the shadows with a sniper rifle.
Son of a bitch. And is that reaction sufficient to take a pot shot at him?
No, just enough to take a image. Essentially, he stood up and immediately disappeared behind a pre-set up cover.
Alright, well then, I'll send that image to everyone else and switch to the subvocal microphone. Looks like I've got someone drawing a bead on me from another rooftop.
Well, if they know where two of us are, what are the chances they know where the others are? And Coyote will actually send a drone to look out the window.
Well, whichever drone you send, make a perception roll for it, and if it's trying to be sneaky, make a whatever its stealth roll would be.
Yeah, he was just going to send probably the, where is it? This thing, because it's easier.
And Twitch is going to try to start making her way casually and calmly over to where she has the light machine gun wrapped up in a trash bag on her roof.
Well, if a moment passing, he'll seem to have completely disappeared. Whatever cover he set up seems to have been intended to be easy to disappear from. The Fly Spy notices nothing. Well, nothing out of the ordinary. It sees plenty of things, just none of them seem important or dangerous.
Anything on the security cameras? Because Coyote has a pretty nice security system.
That he does, and nope, nothing on the security system.
Coyote will relate this, say, well, they don't seem to be outside my place, not that I can see.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm somewhat more inclined to take the fight to them than I am to take their run.
Exactly, same here. If I had seen anyone out there, I would have suggested trying to surround them with my drones and take one captive, because I don't like being forced to do anything. I like to have leverage at all possible.
Live isn't exactly the best business either, although, Coyote, you do have a public registry for your location. Vice and Twitch probably don't have one for theirs.